Welcome to my class, my dear students. I hope that you all are well and you are watching the videos. So, students of class 5, be ready for the class. Now it's our class time. I'm Asmaul Husna, an assistant teacher, Police Lines School and College, Rangpur. Students, I have already discussed present indefinite tense. Today I will again discuss it and you will be able to write sentences in simple present tense. Different verbs and their uses also. So present indefinite tense. The structure is subject plus main verb plus extension. In every sentence, you have to follow the structure to write a sentence in present indefinite tense. Subject plus main verb plus extension. Look, I have said that in present indefinite tense, three different types of verbs come. Be verb, am is are, have verb, have has, and do verb, call, run, write, etc. So students, look some sentences with these verbs. You are a student. This sentence is in be verb. You go to school regularly. This sentence is in do verb. You have many friends. This sentence is with have verb. So look sentence. These three types of verbs in these three sentences. And there is a close relationship between these verbs. If be verb has come, there is no do verb or have verb. And if do verb has come, there is no be verb and have verb. Of course, it is in active voice. You have to understand it. Okay, you should not violate the rules. Okay, students? So, present indefinite tense with do verb and have verb. Look, today we will learn to turn these sentences into negative verb, interrogative form. To make a sentence into negative or interrogative form, you have to know the auxiliary verb. And in present indefinite tense, if the sentences are with do verb and have verb, your auxiliary verb is do and does. Auxiliary verb means সাহায্যকারী verb. So, to make a sentence into negative form, you need this auxiliary verb or সাহায্যকারী verb. And to make a sentence negative, you have to memorize this structure. First subject plus auxiliary verb plus main verb plus extension. One thing, student, you should not forget that we are learning present indefinite tense. Okay, and this present indefinite tense, if you want to make sentence into negative, then you have to memorize this structure. Subject first, then auxiliary verb plus main verb plus extension. And it is same to all the sentences, all the tenses. Different tenses have different auxiliary verb. But if you want to make it negative, then you have to follow this structure. An interrogative sentence. This is yes no question. Okay, why it is yes no question? Because this question's answer starts with yes or no. So if you want to make present indefinite tense in yes no question form, then you have to first write the auxiliary verb. After auxiliary verb, you have to write subject. Or you can say that before subject you have to write auxiliary verb to make a sentence interrogative. Then after subject, main verb plus extension. Again I am saying first auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb plus extension. Students. And yes, you have WH question. To make WH question, you just have to write WH word before the auxiliary verb. Before the auxiliary verb, you have to write WH word. Okay? WH word first, then auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb plus extension. Students of class 5, you have to nicely memorize this structure. And if you can memorize this structure, you can turn any tense into negative form, yes no question and WH question. It's very easy. And one main point that you have to know the auxiliary verb of different tenses. As we are learning present indefinite tense, our auxiliary verb is do or does. So present indefinite tense with do verb and have verb. Now we will make the sentences into negative, interrogative and interrogative negative form, or with do verb or have verb. Look the sentences, students. They play in the afternoon. This is the sentence in present indefinite tense. Of course, with do verb. Play is here do verb. So to make it negative, they do not play in the afternoon. First subject, then auxiliary verb do not. Actually, you are making it negative. So you have to use a negative word, that is not. They do not play in the afternoon. And yes, no question. Do they play in the afternoon? You have to put the question mark. And do is here auxiliary verb. You have to write do before the subject. Here they is subject. So do they play in the afternoon? It is yes, no question. And W is question. Look, I have put underline on three words in the afternoon. It's indicating time. So when WS word will come? When do they play? Have you understood, students? Next, with have verb. He has a fish farm. This sentence is with have verb. So, negative form, he does not have a fish farm. Here, he is third person singular number, so does not will come as an auxiliary verb. Does. He does not have a fish farm. First subject, then auxiliary verb does not, then have a fish farm. If does come, has is transformed with have. Has changed with have. Okay, students, because does not is here, he does not have a fish farm. Interrogative. Or yes, no question. Just put the auxiliary verb does before the subject. Does he have a fish farm? Question mark. Does he have a fish farm? And to make W is question, I have put underlined a fish farm. So W is question, what does he have? Okay, students, first W is word, then auxiliary verb, then subject. And as you have put underline a fish farm, you cannot use this word on WS question. Okay, because you are making WS question just on this underlined word. Okay, with this underlined word, you are making WS question. So you cannot write this a fish farm on WS question. What does he have? If you are habituated to turn these sentences in this way, then it will be very easy for you to understand the tense properly. Because what is present indefinite tense in negative form, in yes no question, in WS question, you are learning that. You can easily identify. Next, present indefinite tense with be verb. Students, one important thing, if the sentences is in be verb, you can't use any auxiliary verb because the be verb itself the auxiliary verb. Be verb নিজেই সাহায্যকারী verb. Okay, student, she is a singer, so you have to put not before after the auxiliary verb, then it automatically become negative. She is not a singer. Yes, no question. Is she a singer? Just put the auxiliary verb before the subject, it will become interrogative. Yes, no question. Is she a singer? And WS question, what is she? Students, you have to remember that be verb itself an auxiliary verb. In this way, you have to turn the sentences into negative and interrogative form. Then you can turn any sentence in negative and interrogative form. But for this, you have to memorize the structure that I have shown you. And you have to know the auxiliary verb. I have written some sentences for your homework. You will try, then it will be easy for you. These two sentences are in do verb. They work in the field. Farmer grows crops. I have put underlined in the field and crops. So you have to also make WS question. Okay, you first turn the sentences in negative, then yes no question, then WS question. And two sentences are with have verb. I have a pet cat. He has a garden. And two sentences with be verb. He is a farmer. They are honest. So students, you turn these sentences in different forms. Okay, if you face any problem, then you must comment me on comment box. Okay, and if you face more difficulties, then you will watch this class again and again. Then it will be very easy for you. So students, hope you understand it, and all for today. Allah Hafiz.